I want to know a little bit about the failures that you went through and how you overcome those challenges and how you got yourself back to the track. Tell us a little bit about those challenges.
I don't think we've got long enough to go into all of them, but
just one of them, maybe the most craziest of them. Yeah.
I've lurched from one failure to another failure, and you pick up lessons along the way. So obviously when the dot-com bubble burst, that was a real kind of big shock for me. That was my first big failure, and it felt very public. This is one of the things you learn, is that it feels very public to you. Nobody cares. Everybody else is so busy doing their own thing. It just disappears. The next one I did was still in Thailand. I built up business, very successful. I had a sports events company. I had a bar and nightclub. I had a couple of other bits and pieces. And then the global financial crisis happened, and two of my biggest clients defaulted, each owing me $1 million. And it just killed me. I ended up laying off 38 of 42 staff. And it was just brutal. And I kind of thought, well, I'll never recover from this. This is so bad. And then you just got to keep going. And then I remember the first time we took a company public, which was about 10 years ago. We launched, it was hugely successful. We did 14 acquisitions. We grew the market cap 900%. And then we got attacked by white-collar criminals, basically, in the US. A guy illegally shorted our stock and dumped a huge amount of shares, and we basically wiped out $250 million in market cap, and I was destroyed. Like, for 3 months, I didn't sleep. It was just, you got shareholders threatening you, and it was terrifying. And you think, oh, I'm never going to recover from this. It makes my other failures look like, just a hiccup. What I had learned from those others is that at the time it feels horrendous, but the sun keeps rising.
And typically it technically makes you more stronger, to be more resilient. Yeah,
it does. And I think with time, you get a lot more perspective. When it's the first time something's gone wrong, you're like, everything's gone wrong. And as you go through it, and what's interesting now is I probably have had failures in the last 6 months that were as big as my early failures. I don't even register them. They're just like, okay, that product didn't work. Let's move on. So it's kind of part of the journey. It's, like when with bodybuilding, your muscles have to tear before they get bigger again. And I think that's kind of
everything comes at a cost. So
exactly,
that's true.
Thanks for watching. My name is Callum Laing. I'm an entrepreneur. I've been doing this for about 25 years. I've taken about 100 companies public. I now run a $100 million fund. I continue to take companies public. I've written 4 best-selling books on different business topics, and I run a bunch of courses and programs to help people like you to get ahead. People that are typically find themselves or feel like they're on the outside and they want to hack access to the inside. And I've been lucky enough to work with hundreds or thousands of people now at this point and get them ahead of where they think they could be. So we've got things like a 10-day free email course, which is called Career Accelerator. So if you're right at the beginning of your role, if you're looking to build your media exposure, we've got programs for that. If you want to build your board career, we have a very successful program called the Veblen Director Program, where you can get on the first board seat. If you're interested in capital raising, we've got Guild Members, which is all about how to raise capital, and it's a great global network of capital introducers. We also have Unity Group, which is where I spend most of my time, which if you are a small business owner, that you're profitable, you're well established, and you want to use the capital markets to scale, please come and talk to me there. If you're an investor, we have some very unique products that allow you to get maximum capital appreciation and also high yield products there as well. So hopefully I've covered wherever you are in your journey. I'd love to hear from you. Like, subscribe, do all of those kind of things. Also follow me on LinkedIn for more regular updates. And thank you. I'd love to hear from you in the comments.